We're doing a tibia fracture?
Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, after you guys put a cast on, I'm going to give you guys angles. I'm going to write it on the cast.
Mm-hmm.
Give you something like 10 degrees of valgus varus. You're going to draw it, try to figure out where to put it, and you're going to wedge the cast.
Oh, rock solid.
Yeah, have you figured out your foot ankle problems?
Oh, not yet.
No? Just do what I do and just deal with it.
Yeah.
And it'll get worse over time and you'll be fine.
I just count it up to the numerous
Just
aches and
ignore it.
pains I'll feel later on in life.
Yeah.
Like a broken heart.
Just keep moving forward. Oh, poor way. I don't know, you ever see the old couples, one die and the other one's like, I'm
Just
done.
gives up,
Yeah.
When they're old, it normally happens within a year.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
You guys should all know how to do a cylinder cast, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to mold this. I'm not going to really give a crap about the position because the whole purpose of this is just the wedge. If I don't do this, you guys will thought it was supposed to have wet mold.
Got a wrinkle coming in behind the knee.
It's because I'm pulling them up.
It's just every time you put your molds in, it pops out.
So remember I was telling you about rolling the cast in varus or valgus to kind of correct some of the tibial plateau fractures? This would be like varus. See how he's rolled out to the outside? That's what I would do. One of the things that you can do at this stage is just take a pillow and put it underneath here and take the cast off instead of holding it and letting it dry on the pillow. If the pillow has plastic on it, FYI, it is you increasing the temperature of the cast, and you can burn the patient.
You mean like plastic covering?
Yeah. You know how some pillows have a plastic cover over the top of it?
Oh, yeah.
That plastic cover doesn't allow it to breathe, and then therefore it can increase the temperature of the cast.
Just keeps all the heat.
Mm-hmm. So what I'll end up doing to you guys is I'll say, okay, here's your fracture site right here. We would never wedge here. It's always going to be down in here, but because we don't have a long leg, because we'll be here all night long if I make you guys do long legs. So we're going to wedge here. Everyone's going to be around the same. But we're going to do 10 degrees anterior bow and let's go 15 degrees of varus. So what I'm going to do on a piece of paper, I'll do my drawing, and I'll go, okay, 10 degrees, this is anterior, posterior, this is right side, so this is going to be medial, lateral, 10 degrees anterior, 15 degrees of varus. So varus is lateral apex. So this is where you have to make this. This is your apex. Here's your wedge. Now I have to make that, which is going to be posterior medial, right? This is where my wedge is going to be. So it's going to, this is where you have to go, okay, so my wedge is posterior and medial. That's where I'm guessing. Remember, it becomes like a guessing game now because you have to translate that to this. And I'm drawing a line all the way around because what you have to get right is the fracture site itself. But I'm actually drawing a line where I would stop my cut. If that makes sense.
Oh, don't get on it,
I'm sorry, I screwed that up. I've only been doing
Yeah.
that lately. Here is the apex. Does that make sense? 10 degrees anterior bow, 15 degrees of varus. Right here is my apex. Okay? My wedge is going to be right here. And I'm going to cut 3/4 of the way around. Plug that in.
You just did it the opposite. Yeah.
Cut where my
You're on a rough day.
It is been
please. Please don't
Let's, you know what, I can fix this.
Just make it the opposite.
Yeah. Posterior. Valgus. No. Yeah, valgus.
It's magically okay.
It's amazing. Cast spreaders. Can you grab me some? How big is my wedge?
25. So I saw him do it.
At the apex.
At the opposite end of the apex.
Got it.
Okay?
I saw him at Children's do a crow's foot cut or something. They do like a V on the end.
Oh, yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that. So a couple. This is called an opening wedge, by the way. What you can't do is a closing wedge. I've been asked to do a closing wedge. And now, closing wedge is the exact opposite. Instead of opening up one side, you're actually cutting a wedge out and closing it.
So
And that would be the opposite. That would be the side that the apex would be. So if I was going to do a closing wedge, it would be on this side.
is that less effective?
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh.
Huh?
Less effective?
Well, you have skin problems.
Yeah.
So if you do a opening wedge, it just naturally creates like a 3-point mold, if you think about it. So again, at 25 millimeters, these should be marked. I don't see a mark. I guessed right, 25 millimeters exactly. So your apex, and you could probably feel, it's hard to get it open that much. See, that's not, I can't even open it up that much because the spreaders don't do that. Put them down first. So sometimes I have to go in and actually force it.
Sometimes we just have another person kind of put that stress on.
Oh.
Yeah, but see the cast isn't dry yet, so it's
Yeah.
kind of bending instead of, there we go.
Oh.
Do you feel the pressure?
Yeah.
Then what we would do is we would put a piece of tape on this, get an x-ray, make sure they like it, and then if they like it, then we would overwrap it with fiberglass.
It's getting a little high up on the leg. Every
Sorry.
time.
You got a gnat going up there, I don't know why.
It's not ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Gross. Any questions? Did that make sense?
So did you just flip it? Did you screw it up?
Yeah, I cut the wrong side.
So we can do that too.
No, you can't do that.
If we do, we'll just change the numbers.
You can't do that. Oh, let's just use one of these ones. Okay, so let's go to the right side because it is right. It's 10 degrees anterior, 10 degrees varus. Let's take this out for now. And if I was going to do, let's wedge it a little lower. Here's his fracture site. Okay, let's go all the way around.
Got a partner?
10 degrees
Got a
anterior.
partner?
So is it similar to when they like use the splitters when they valve it and all that?
When they univalve?
When they use them?
No, univalve relieves pressure. Yeah, it goes all the way up and down. So,
Right. No, I'm
we're-
just saying if it was similar. But yeah, done. Pretty good.
here, medial, lateral. Nope, medial, lateral. 10 degrees varus. So varus is here. Anterior is here. Here's my wedge, or here's my apex. Here's my wedge. So my wedge is actually going to go here. Or I'm sorry, I have to switch it now. So my wedge goes medial and lateral, medial and posterior. So medial, posterior, kind of like what it was. And then I would cut. That's the wedge itself, right? Or is that the apex? What do you think about that? Hold on. Why am I- Yep, that's the wedge. Because apex is here. Okay? Or apex is anterior and lateral. So yeah, should be back here, perfect. And then my cut, keeping this part intact. I keep that intact, I cut all the way around. Got it? 20 millimeters. Same thing, cut, put it back here.